Welcome to Tap into Data. How are we doing?
Jared, I'm pumped, man. Last week's episode, I have a lot of reflection to do.
It's
Zach guy of
incredible.
yours, like to age me the way he did, to say that 10 years ago this was implemented and they were using this in the US, man. I thought like I was going to be coming out there demonstrating the Canadian market and saying, yeah, this is still boots on the ground. But yeah, I next time I see him, I'll shake his hand, but I'll also give him a little bit of a smack to say, like, if you guys have been doing this for this long,
Cut,
why are we in
cut
the
me a
dark?
break. What are we doing?
Like we're under a shell, man. I don't know. I like the way Zach, like, he took his military background, right, and is using that to really take flights and missions and inspection to the next level. Like, I had no idea the amount of inspections he's been performing in the last quarter alone, right? I know you've told me a lot about it, but it blew my mind, and I don't know what our audience feels like, but yeah, since the podcast, I've been reflecting on it and thinking we are missing out here in the Canadian utility sector on this technology. And like, taking a lineman, even like from our side, a worker on modified work, right? Someone that might have a sore back that can't lift but can drive. It's thinking the whole approach of the technology and how remote a lot of our infrastructure is here, where we could just pull up, have someone in, what did he call it? It wasn't the control center. I have it written down here somewhere. Where is it? I'm gonna use this as I'm using this for some of the conversations I'm doing. So the centralized remote command center is up here. Up here, it's more around this. It's called a storm center, right? When we have these massive projects, but yeah, doing that amount of inspection, that many flights. I know we're still coming out of the whole regulation changes in November, and people are still skeptical of, like, can we actually deploy these things without getting in trouble from Transport Canada, and how do we make these deployments actually happen? Yeah, he's very much ahead of the game. I can say, yeah, it was fun to listen to. I had a lot of feedback. A lot of people shooting text messages and that, saying they watched the video. It was a long one, however, they stayed engaged throughout the whole thing. What was it? Just over an hour, I think, an hour or 2 hour, four, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely and I mean, I think the fun part for us right behind the scenes is Zach immediately saying like, "Hey, we have more things to talk about. When are we going to get back on the show?" Right? It's like that's fun too. But yeah, I agree. I mean, we had a ton of people. Zach talked about he had a ton of people that reach out to him. Peers in the industry here in the United States. I had a lot of folks reach out to me to just kind of talk about what we're doing. I've had some conversations since with other utilities and operators that want to understand more about docs, understand more about what Zach is doing. So I definitely sparked some conversation because I think the really cool thing. I mean, they truly are innovating in the way that they're combining the technology and the use case, and to your point, using Zach's background to really kind of drive that force forward is pretty unique. So it'll be interesting to see how the conversations keep coming, and yeah, you'll be at Clean Power here in about a week and a half, so I'm sure you'll have lots of people talking about it then too.
Well, even some of the people that are on the fence as to whether or not they want to purchase a dock, right, or they want to go after remote deployment. I don't have to now make it a sales pitch. I can say, listen to our podcast, listen to whatever episode that was, 8, 9, 10, and
Seven.
look, 7, and
That
look
was
for Zach,
episode 7 with Zach. Yeah.
right, and look for Zach and just listen to it, and that is a true testament as to what's happening in the industry, and not just in one specific space, right? It's, as you said, it started in wind. Now it's been shifted over to solar. Now you're going down the path of utilities. We didn't even get talking about like in-depth lidar and what you guys are doing with road inspections, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep, now I'm just gonna tell people, go to our Tap into Data, and you can check it across all different streaming platforms and take a listen. Put it on your car when you're driving to work, and just actually get a deep dive into how things are being done on with Excel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think to your point, we touched on it briefly, right? But like queued up for future episodes. We'll say it that way. But some of the capture that we're doing with ground based, mobile based lidar, with planes, with corrections, different services, different integrations. It's pretty incredible, but it allows us to get this really transform, this kind of paper process into the digital age. And surprisingly, like there's still a lot of work to be done there across the utility industry. So it'll be interesting to see how that transforms. And speaking of being on all platforms, right before we jumped on today, Adam, we are now on iHeartMedia, and we are now on Amazon Podcast as well. So we are on 5 different platforms, which is exciting. So truly, wherever you listen to your podcasts, we are.
We're gonna have to get a marketing manager to support our posts, all the hashtags.
Yeah.
We have to somehow
I,
get
I don't.
ourselves in
I don't
trends.
think hashtag. I don't think hashtags on my camera's now tracking me. I don't think hashtags are in anymore, are they? Is that like that's old school?
Sorry, outdating myself again. That just changed probably 2 weeks ago. I'm out here running AI workshops and stuff, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's getting. I continue to outdate myself. So we just got done
Yeah.
with
I.
AI training workshop confirmation. So this is good. Lots of AI training going on.
It's exciting. Well, it's exciting to see where it's taking us, right? Like as an industry, I think there's a lot of opportunities as we've talked about with Gurmeet, we've talked about with Cade, and we've talked about with others. Is like the capabilities of amplifying and increasing the functionality of your team, and reducing time spent on like tedious tasks, right? Like there should be no reason you're spending hours combing information or doing queries, right? Like AI tools can support all of those things and make you so much more efficient, and so much more consistent in what you're delivering too, which is definitely what's helped me. Because if you didn't know it, and I think most people know it, I'm kind of a space case. I have a lot of knowledge up here in this giant head of mine, but I'm kind of all over the place, right? Like
Never
I'm scattered a
consistent.
lot of the time, and
Never consistent.
so the positive is, and Adam knows this, right? In about 6 months, I'll have an answer. But some of the tools that are out there today have helped really transform that and keep me on task, which is exciting, right? It helps me focus on kind of the fun problem solving and not on all of the tedious items that come in from day to day. So
I use my AI agent so I can spend more time with you.
yeah, that's what's up.
Free up my
I
schedule.
just I really need you and Gurmeet to just like geek out. We had one session and like Gurmeet like blew my mind. And I think it took me like probably 2 or 3 days to process all of it. And now I need to have like a mini workshop with you guys virtually to just like dive deep into all of the things that you can do.
You should wait. I had a call today with an individual in Lisbon, and he's doing some things with AI, and it was pretty neat. But I explained to him like some of the things that he's truly capable of. He's like, I need to have a follow up meeting because I thought I was doing it the right way, and you're telling me that I can do a 25x multiplier on what my output is right now. I'm like, yeah, and so we have timing with Gurmeet and this individual next week to show them the power of what can actually be done with it when you use it the right way. And then, like, hopefully, shortly, we can take our docs that we have here in Canada, use AI when it comes to pushing that data from field to deliverable through to a Smartsheet platform and then down to the client in relatively a short period of time. And when I say short, is like probably 4 or 5 hours quicker than what we're currently doing it today. Which again goes back to the whole me being boots on the ground to where Zach was doing things when you guys turned 20 10 years ago.
Yeah. No
And I was
more
already
wet
halfway
boot.
through my
No
career.
more. Yeah. No more wet boots for Adam.
No, no, I changed those into to loafers now. The steel-toed boots are gone. Even my chainsaws have been my chainsaws put away. I was using my chainsaw doing some tree work last weekend, and yeah, those days need to get put away now as well. So
You're trimming trees.
yeah,
You
I was
trim
trimming some
trees.
trees, trim trees. I used to trim trees
I
for a living. If you don't know,
my favorite thing too is like every time I have to go to a site now, I'm like, where did I put my steel toe boots? Right? Like they used to just be like a constant fixture in my pickup. And now it's like I just don't use it as much anymore, right? I'm not actually going out, getting into the fence and being inside of a site as much as I used to, which is nice in some ways, right? My choice in shoes has shifted. But yeah, it's pretty funny every time I go to site now. I'm like, where's my vest? Where did I put my hard hat again?
I keep doors propped open. That's what. Anytime I see a door prop open, it's either a propane tank or my steel toe boots. So that's a problem, though, right? Is as we take these things like Zach was talking about last week, and putting people from in the field deployment to these centralized command centers, is things like work boots are going to be something that when you put them on, it's going to be an anomaly, right? A rarity, and you're gonna be like, whoa, these don't feel the same. And why is that? Well, I haven't necessarily been in the field. I've been engaging with clients, but I haven't been in the field pounding the pavement per se for months now. So I know our client in Canada here is really excited about it. You see the emails all the time, trying to navigate this stuff so they can get these deployments happening. Yeah, everybody's really excited about what's going to happen here on our side. Even had a call with an engineering firm in Vancouver yesterday that is doing a lot of stuff with wildfire support for forestry groups and woodlands. They're not doing anything by drone when it comes to drone means, but actually access roads and repositioning these things and moving them to different positions, because the certain areas that these roads were historically used are now being swallowed up by wildfire. So I pitched the drone thing, and we'll see where that goes. But yeah, should have told him. I said tune into the podcast.
Well, go watch Tap into Data. Go
Yeah.
listen in. Give it a listen.
But even
So
even
you
the ground robotics company we were with last week, right? I believe they've now tuned in. They're subscribed. So every little conversation we have is gaining momentum on, well, one is the tap into data, but also how technology is advancing this whole absorption and collection of data.
absolutely. So what are you looking forward to most about Clean Power?
So I was looking forward to recording a lot, but some scheduling conflicts have happened, and we'll have to revisit that. I guess I'll be wearing a t-shirt by myself.
Yeah.
I'll have to get it to you.
Everyone look out for Adam at the show because he'll be repping what I should be repping. Unfortunately, I don't get to go this year, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of conversations and episodes to recap with different folks that we get to see there. Adam gets to see there. I'm with the team, but yeah, I guess what are you most excited about besides the 5K? You know, the real reason I canceled Adam is because you signed me up for a 5K and I just couldn't quite do it. I wasn't ready.
I know. I told my wife that I was doing a 5K, and she laughed. And I said there is a walking route, but ultimately I signed up for the 5K, the running route, and not the walking one. I've asked a few people if they want to join us, and they said, "What time's that?" I said 6:30 in the morning. They said, "Are you kidding me? Like, not
It's
happening."
gonna it's gonna be a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. After a couple nights of Clean Power and then go run a 5K.
Yeah, and I'll be coming off a month of no alcohol, and June 1st will be the first day back at it. So
Although
that'll be good.
you might behave slightly more without me being in town. So
Well, that is true. I was actually thinking I might not drink during the Clean Power event because you're not there. You're my
yeah,
influence.
I'm not always the best influence. I will agree with that.
Cocktails and hot tubs. It's a perfect pair.
Yeah,
No, Clean Power. I think
absolutely.
it's gonna be good. There's a number of people I'm gonna get engaged with down there. For those who don't know, the Canadian renewable energy space is going to blow up here shortly. Recent awards in BC. We have awards in Ontario. We have upcoming awards in Quebec. There's some projects kicking off there as well. But there's also bringing a number of OEMs that haven't been in this market for some time. So it's going to be good to engage with them and just kind of see where they are and what they need help with, right? Last time we were building wind farms like at a significant scale was a decade ago, and some of these OEM, it's their first entry back in over 10 years. So lots has changed in that time period. But also looking at things like the inspection aspect of it, the data, right? Data today is much different, as we know, than what it was before. I'm hoping that our podcasts have gained some momentum with some folks that I'm going to go and meet, and conversations can be around that. But the other side of it, yeah, is definitely what can we do in the Canadian environment to support you in your growth strategy. And like always, it's always good to see some of the people, right? Some of the ones that we always run into in the after
The
hours parties.
the degenerates like us, yeah,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah, the ones we bump into, and it's like buddy again, right? It's been 6 months since we've seen you last, and I don't need to name them. If they're watching, they know who they are, and
Yeah,
hopefully they're on
absolutely.
their
They
way,
know.
right? Um,
The ones that will make you start drinking, yes. Yeah.
yes, yeah, and yeah, both of the previous guests we've had before Zach will be down there. I'll be there with Gurmeet, and we'll be talking AI workshops. We'll be talking Smartsheet, and then Caden from JMS and his entire team will be there. So it'll be good to sit with him and talk about docs, right? How can we support their EPC component, but also what other line item can we add to his service group to potentially bring on new revenue for them? So those would be good meetups. And then yeah, some other ones that we all know will be there, and it'll just be a good time. I'm sure it'll be hot. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It was super hot here over the weekend, and it's cooled right off again. So kind of excited. I've been home for the entire month of May, which doesn't
That's
happen.
good.
I'm rarely home for 4 weeks in a row, which is a
I
change.
know.
June I'm not home at all, so it's a completely flip.
Well, and it's funny too because I've been home as well, obviously, and unfortunately, with the timing of things, I don't get to quite leave the first week of June. But I'm sure we'll have some travel in the coming months for sure, and kind of ramp things back up, which I'm pretty excited about. And then we'll have some new fun folks that we'll have on the show. I feel like Zach sparked all of the interest now, so everyone's like, wait a minute, I want to talk about something. And then we'll have to space Zach out a little bit, right? We can't just. I mean, maybe he becomes like a regular co-host. We just have him on the show all the time.
We rotate through,
But
right? Right, we
yeah,
rotate through the group because so far the three guests have all brought something different,
yeah,
which is nice. So
it's
now
been fun.
people get a true understanding of what is our guest base, right? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be a specific industry. It just needs to be something around data, right? What is data to you, and how have you been using it, and how have you evolved, right? Zach was a great indicator of how his career's evolved from the military to where he is in the utility sector. But it's all progressed nicely given his initial experience with the collection of data. And when he was talking about these roads and landing aircraft in the middle of nowhere, it was like, wow, okay, that stuff actually happens. It's not just in movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool, buddy. Well, you have a good weekend. I know it's only Thursday, but we both have slammed packed Fridays, so we'll get this episode out and we'll regroup sometime next week ahead of Clean Power. Maybe we can get someone on next week that's going to be with you at Clean Power and precursor that conversation as well. But also, I'm going to be this. I've been running around the Vertex office and also too, not to talk about Vertex, but like, follow, subscribe, comment, get on it. You guys want to see more stuff? Like, we need to see those streams go up. We need to get some people following the page. Our LinkedIn page followers have gone way up, which is great. But keep sharing it out there. We'll get more fun people on the show, talk about more fun stuff. And of course, we're doing a bunch of stuff in the background too. So if you have questions about any of the stuff you hear on the show, you want to talk to us off of camera or off the show, we can certainly do that as well, and help facilitate introductions or just dive deeper into any things we're talking about. So
Let's leave it at that. The boss
there you
spoke.
go.
I hope
All
everyone
right.
listens.
All
Later.
right. Till next time.